We finally raced our MP9 ReadySet, a ready-to-run 1/8 scaled Nitro buggy that has been slowly converted to a race buggy. If you missed the previous 3 videos of this series, I recommend you go back and check out the progress. We arrived at the Silver Dollar RC Raceway with no expectations. Just put down some solid laps, don't crash too much, try not to crash anyone else, and try not to break the car. The 1/8 scale Nitro dirt track, the dirt oval track, and the 1/10 scale carpet track look great, and racers were already putting down laps. We added a transponder to our MP9 ReadySet, which is required to record precise lap information. We could have used the track loaner transponder, but I had a spare.
Gotta love these Phillips screws.
While going through the car and setting up before our race, we realized we were missing some important information about our ReadySet engine.
It'll be interesting to find out how long the engine runs on a tank of fuel. We've never checked it. And for racing, you need to know that down to freaking the second, so you make sure you get in on the right lap.
Moving forward, we ran our qualifiers and all was surprisingly smooth. Pro Racer CJ Jelin, who's a Kyosho and ProTech team driver, was at the track, so we had a chance to ask him about his upgrade ideas for what he would do with this MP9 ReadySet.
We're here at the track with CJ Jelin. This guy, kid, how old are you?
15.
15. He's a ProTech team driver as well as a Kyosho team driver, and then a driver for a lot of brands. You've won a bunch of races recently, right? Like,
yeah.
Like what? What did you just won the nationals for something?
The junior race under 15. My last year in it, so I had to win it.
There you go.
Last lap pass and it worked.
Awesome. So we have our ReadySet that we're trying to convert to a racer. What would you do to this thing to convert it over?
I would put the normal shock towers from the MP9, just because these are really thin. I would be afraid they might bend. And then shock boots, protect the shock shafts so no mud or anything gets in there and ruins
Yeah,
them.
boots is a good idea because there's no boots on this thing.
No, none.
What about the shock tower? Is it thicker? It's quite a bit thicker?
Yeah, it's about 4 to 5 mils thicker.
I wonder if the geometry is different on it too.
No, it's the same geometry.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
it's all good.
And then you mentioned the blocks inside. Do you think about the caster blocks?
I think yes, if you're gonna go, because I don't want those could very well break because they're plastic. They could flex right. And just aluminums are more durable, handle better in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's for
There's a few caster options. There's like 17.
17.5, 16, 19, 20. We have all of them. But 17.5 is probably the best because you can go down to 16.5 or 18.5. And that's just the best medium for most tracks and everything. So.
Gotcha, okay. And then you also mentioned something about the servo horns here. What do you think about those?
I would go to aluminum steering servo, just because those can easily strip.
Yeah.
Land wrong. Throttle horn can be aluminum, but I'm pretty sure plastic would be fine. So.
Gotcha. All right, right on. So shock tower, caster blocks for more durability on both those parts, aluminum servo horn, boots to keep the shocks clean, which is a great idea. And then he also said he really liked the clips on the fuel line there. All right, dude. I appreciate your help.
Yeah.
We might let you drive this thing out there. You're gonna clean up with it?
I'm sure I could.
All right. I like that confidence.
Yeah.
Okay, this is your car right here, your e-buggy. What is this thing?
The MP9 Evo. It's the newest e-buggy from Kyosho.
Sweet. Let's point out the shock towers really quick. What are the difference in the shock towers between the factory shock tower for the race cars and then that ready-to-run shock tower? That's a huge difference. So what all do you have in your car right here? Can you tell us the electronics?
Yeah, the Hobby Wing XR8 SCT
Here we go.
PSC and the Hobby Wing 1900 kV motor, ProTech 170 SPL servo, and ProTech 5600 battery.
Gotcha, the 100C?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have any Kyosho hop-ups on this car?
Yeah, I do have the aluminum
Red, white, yellow, black.
Oh, okay.
knuckles and cash blocks.
17 and a half?
Yeah, and then I have my lightweight springs front there. And then I have lightweight shock standoffs.
Oh, okay.
So that's just lightweight, trying to keep the car light as it can be.
That is pretty light.
Yeah, to race car, I'm gonna have it light.
Yeah.
And then I have universal front rear, and then in the center as well. So that comes with the car.
Sweet. Cool, man. Are you racing next?
Yeah,
All right. Good luck.
As we got closer to the main events, the sun drifted off in the distance, giving us a beautiful sunset, and the track lights came on. Night racing with the lights on at the Silver Dollar RC Raceway is one of the greatest RC track experiences I've ever had. We're truly blessed to have this track in our backyard. Big thank you to AMain Hobbies for building such an amazing raceway.
I don't think the tank can last 7 minutes. The last 5-minute race had, the tank had a little bit of fuel left, not much at all. In that sense, the engine is not really designed for racing. It's not fuel efficient. We're up next though.
As time went on, the 8-scale buggy main drew near, which had a mix of nitro and electric buggies. The main event would be only 7 minutes. As for pit stops, we were not going to do any. With fingers crossed, we were going for the full 7 minutes. Unfortunately, our audio cut out for the start of the race, but we're off. Taking a play out of the RC Racing Tips for Beginners video, these words echoed in my mind. Is just drive at your own pace. Just do what feels comfortable for you. The idea is you're out there to have fun, so you don't need to be ultra competitive. I always like to say, when I go to the track, I don't race other people. My goal is only to race myself and try to better my own lap times. It's really easy to get caught up on the racetrack when you're just so excited and your adrenaline is pumping, you just really want to push it and be champion of the track. But the best thing to do is just take a deep breath, just get comfortable. For a good portion of the race, our MP9 ReadySet held second place behind pro driver CJ Jelin.
Alright, so race order right now, Jelin the 1, Brett Bowen 2, Bucky Boy 3, Brett Bowen out there in a ready-to-run MP9, I think it is, or ready-to-run Kyosho, and holding down the 2 spot right now. Basically what they're doing.
First place, followed by Jess Wilcox in second place, followed by Vance Wilson in third place.
break right there now, going to the 2 spot. So here we go, 25 seconds left. Gonna come down to these last 2 laps, and now Jelin got to pick his way through clean through this battle. Oh no, Jelin just affected the race.
After our bump rollover, we finished the race 4th. Not too shabby. I'm just grateful we finished. Nothing broke, no Phillips screws backed out, and we did not run out of gas. Although our gas tank contained nothing but fumes by the end of the race.
It can be done. There's little tweaks we've done through the video series, you know, shown. But
is this on video? So let's get our court marshals out here. If I can get CJ Jelin, Dennis Wilson, Brett Philpott, Brett Bowen, Bucky Boy.
But yeah,
the RTR, just checking out.
I'll take those 5.
Ready to run, and you drove it like that.
Different tires.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got nothing to say about it.
So we're gonna hold them, guys. No laps. No laps.
Dude,
we're gonna hold them here.
Sit back and held up the whole race. Okay,
Dude,
there aren't a
it
lot
was a
of
little
RTRs
slow.
that'll go a whole race.
It was a little slow,
There are a lot of RTRs that
yeah.
make the whole race without breaking.
Still has the pull start.
All right, let's get you a good car. Sure. Is that the pole? That's the.
This car is pretty good, man. This is pretty
That's the
damn
full
good.
start, dude?
Yeah.
So you don't need a box?
Well, the box is just way easier though.
Yeah.
You don't want to use the pull start. But it's there.
Well, right on.
When all racing was done for the night, the lights remained on and the track remains open. So we refueled our car and handed the transmitter to pro driver CJ Jelin to get his thoughts.
It really bogs down in that little turn, huh? All right, what do you think of the thing?
The thing's really good. For S3 tires, how stiff they are, the car's really good. Lands, jumps, has plenty of power. So.
What about the bottom end? Didn't it seem a little boggy though?
No, it's definitely boggy, but I think it's more the tune. I think that could definitely be fixed or clutch. So.
Just maybe. I don't think it has like the kit clutch. I don't think it has the really nice shoes.
I don't think so.
We were thinking maybe it was the plastic pieces.
They very well could be, but.
The servos, can you tell a difference?
Yes, they're definitely a lot slower.
They are, okay.
For sure.
Yeah, I thought so as well.
I mean, it's just I think that's a really good car just to start off with Nitro for sure. If you're just starting off, I mean, I could just do laps, so.
Right on, man. Thanks for driving it for me.
Thank you.
You're freaking so fast, dude. So fast.
Thank you. And it idles for a long time.
Yeah, it's still out there idling.
Oh, we
Initiate smooth voice. It's the next day and we're back in the studio now. Throws piece of paper. If you guys are still watching this video by now, big kudos to you. Give this video a thumbs up down below. But there is one thing I wanted to point out. We let somebody else drive the buggy there at the track at the end of that night, and something actually did happen to the buggy. So if you'll notice, right here on our steering knuckle, the screw backed out. So that is an area that on video 1 I did not check for Loctite. So those knuckles, the hubs in here, I never checked them for Loctite. So after all the driving, all the practice, all the racing, that area, that screw backed out, and I imagine it probably doesn't have any Loctite. So that's something really good for us to do in the future, as well as all those ideas that CJ gave us. Really big thanks to CJ out there for driving the car and talking with us, and Kevin Jellick, who puts on the races out there at the Silver Dollar RC Raceway. He's a really, really cool dude. He's a fantastic racer, and he's a really good race announcer, program putter honor type of guy. Lots of love for RC there. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you catch our future videos. We're still gonna do more things to this buggy. I'm Brett from AMain Hobbies. Thanks for watching. Big thanks to AMain Hobbies too for paying me to do this and go race and play with RC cars. Yeah.